Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Celeste. In the last episode we completed I'm gonna be real, I don't remember the name, old site. We completed the old site, all strawberries, crystal heart, everything, and we also showed off what golden strawberries will have for us in the future with a little sneak peek in the first stage. In this episode we're going to be moving on to the Celestial Resort, which is an interesting chapter. It's the first one that really amps up the difficulty a bit. Be proud of your death count. The more you die, the more you're learning. Keep going. True enough. One of the great parts about this game is that it doesn't really shame you for maybe not doing perfectly, and it's also in the way that the assist mode is implemented. I do want to talk a bit more about assist mode. Basically, there is a video by Matt Thorne, I believe his name is. I'm going to put it on screen, whatever it is. He completely explains my thoughts on the mode in his video, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a card leading to the video just so you can see it. If I were to say anything about it, I would basically be echoing what he says, but to put it in the most simple way possible, the creators should be able to force the way they want you to play the game. However, the players should also be able to play the game they want, the way they want. And Celeste is the embodiment of that. They make sure you know that when you're going into assist mode, you're not playing it the way it was intended to be played. However, the option is still there if you want to do it. All right, so getting into here, we have a note here. Well, that's creepy. Welcome, may I help you? Are you a ghost? A ghost? Don't be silly. I'm the concierge of this fine establishment. Welcome to the world-renowned Celestial Resort Hotel. Mr. Oshiro at your service. 2 guests in 1 day, business is finally picking up. How long will you be staying with us? Oh, I'm just passing through. I'm climbing the mountain. Do you have a back exit? A back exit? Just passing through, this will not do. You know I can still hear you, right? In any case, our rear service door is reserved for hotel staff only. However, our top floor presidential suite features a world-class view of the peak. Yes, you'll be quite comfortable up there. Maybe I could get onto the roof from there and climb down the back? The presidential suite, marvelous idea, Oshiro. What's your name for our records? I'm Madeline, but again, I'm really not interested in staying. Right this way, Miss Madeline. Alright, this is a little creepy right off the bat here. The Celestial Resort's a really important chapter to me, basically because it's a real place. You know, this mountain, Celeste Mountain, is a real place. It appears to be a very old and dusty guest book. Many of the pages are damaged and missing. The comments, however, are glowing. We'll never forget our time here. I've never felt more at peace. Thank you. Yeah, the Celestial Resort is also a place that actually exists, and it's not the official name of the mountain. However, it is named, basically dubbed, Celeste Mountain. Okay, I jumped straight into that. But yeah, as you can see, the gimmick of this area is going to be, well, pretty much just random floating platforms and these blobby, glowy dudes. I'm not really sure what exactly their deal is, but they're here, and they're here to stay. There are quite a few strawberries here. I want to say there's like 18 or so. I'm not really sure, but I should be able to get them all, regardless. However, just as a note, the strawberries here are quite hard compared to some of the previous levels. So there should be a little secret area over here. And if you're just playing through this stage without getting any of the strawberries, this is the first section that I'd say is going to be remarkably shorter for you if you're not, getting all the strawberries. Because, I mean, this entire area we're exploring over here, all optional. You don't have to do any of it. And just to show off this room over here, a lot of this place kind of loops upon itself, and you can see some rooms that you'll see later on if you explore a bit. It also works backwards. You'll see some of the rooms we're going through here later as well. So it's pretty interesting. I believe we should be able to... yeah, that's fine. All of this is completely optional, of course, just for a few strawberries, so it's a lot of attention put into such a small part of the game, but I love it. These strawberries, like, if you don't go for them, you're really missing a good large portion of the game. I would recommend going for just the ones you want to off the bat. If it gets too frustrating, I'd probably back out of it, just so you don't end up wearing yourself out on the game. I climbed right into him. And that's pretty much how I played my first time through. I think I had about 70 of them by the time I ended, just because if I saw that one that didn't look too, like, it didn't look easy, I kind of just skipped it. I was like, not worth it. And that's definitely a way you can play the game. And as I was talking about the assist mode, where it allows you to play the game however you want to play it, the strawberries are another part of the game that enable that. If you want to go for all the strawberries, feel free to. If you don't really care, you don't need to go for the strawberries. Or, here, if you touch the ground there, you're pretty much out of getting whatever's up here, so I'd be careful. Like the strawberries, the B-sides, you can kind of just collect whatever you want in the game and then call it good, if you want to. Alright, what's up? Please follow me closely, Miss Madeline. The elevator is just down the hall. The hotel is in pretty rough shape. Is it really open for business? Of course we're open. The Celestial Resort Hotel would never close during prime tourism season. Rough shape? What did she mean by that? Oh, please allow me to carry your luggage. My bag? No thanks, I'll keep it. We gotta put all of our strawberries in it anyway. Very well. What a peculiar guest. Yeah, we don't really want to get trapped into staying here if he grabs our bag. Also, he's a ghost. I wonder if he knows the state of this place. I was playing it pretty close there. Also, these little, like, tendrily things on the wall, you probably have noticed so far, but when you walk over them, they basically grow, and then you can't touch those spots again. Kind of I like it, I guess. It just is really hard. Also, this is a room that you're going to want to get through without dashing, and you'll be rewarded with a strawberry. It's another game that can facilitate interesting playing of the game, just because you wouldn't think of going through that room without dashes if you didn't have a reward for not dashing, so it's just an interesting addition, if anything. Also, I want to mention, there is a achievement in this game called 1-Up. Basically, you have to grab, I believe it's 6 strawberries without touching, well, not without touching the ground, because as you can see, I'm touching the ground without having that strawberry burst. You need to, after touching the ground for a certain while, the strawberry will burst. You kind of just have to delay it happening long enough to where it doesn't do it, and you grab 6 strawberries. It's really hard to do. I might show it off, but if I do, it'll probably be in assist mode unless I'm able to somehow get through it without it. Also, I want to point out that even on that safe ground down there, the strawberry did not explode, so it will up here. So it's interesting, just seeing all these different ways the strawberries are used. That one has you get out of the little maze thing before it pops. Oh, this one's an interesting one. I think we'll be fine getting it, but we'll probably have to self-destruct afterwards. Just dash and then land on that safe ground, although actually I think we can still make it out of here. Whatever. It was going to be hard getting out of there. But once again, once you collect the strawberry, you never need to collect it again. So we're still good here. You can actually get through that room without dashing. I'm not sure if they intended it for that, but just an interesting observation. A little bit of a strawberry here. Oh, look at this. Easy. Wave dashing can, I think it's actually called a hyper dash whenever you do that dash while ducking thing. If you're pressing down when you do a dash jump, well, I guess you have to press it at the same time. You do a really fast thing, and it pretty much allows you to get through here without being harmed. That puts us up to 50 strawberries, which is 1/4 of the strawberries in the game, if you're including the golden ones. The growing things, I don't even know what to call it, also allow you to play safe or unsafe as you want. Like, if you want, you could save all of these just in case, or you can walk on them if you don't care. Now, where is this gonna go? Okay, inwards, that's fine. So just, Somehow, like, the game just has tons of different ways to play it without actually having different ways. So far, we haven't really gotten to anything too terribly hard. I believe we have most of the strawberries, if not all of them, that is. So I think we're doing well. I think you can get through that room without dashing too. I don't think the game really expects you to know that you can like do these weird like jumping through platforms like that. Of course, this room would be a lot easier if we did just dash through it. So you can do that as well. And here we are going on to the second section of the stage. And I do want to point out that it's actually marked by these little mountain trails on the background you can see here. That notes that you've entered a new section of the stage. Miss Madeline, I really must implore you to keep up. I'm running a world-class establishment here. I don't have time to wait around for meandering guests. You really don't have to wait for me. I'm just looking for a way through this place. Shiro, you idiot. The customer's always right. Business is finally picking up and you lose your temper. Oh, of course, Miss Madeline. My sincere apologies. I was out of line. Please feel free to explore at your leisure. Interesting. Most places wouldn't really just let you explore at your leisure, as it were. So he's being really lenient with us, even though he thinks he's not. Which is fair enough. We do just want to get through. Oh, that's blocked off. This is a fun little maze here. All the clutter is another, I guess you could call it a gimmick of the stage, since we will be doing something about it in a few seconds. And just seeing how the room evolves as we get rid of it all is kind of interesting. This clutter's out of control. When did this happen? I don't even know where to begin. Mr. Oshiro, do you run this whole place by yourself? You're right, Miss Madeline. I'll never sort this mess out alone. It's hopeless. That's not what I meant. Just breathe, Mr. Oshiro. Breathe. It's just a little spring cleaning. Well, more than a little. But I can help. You're too kind. But I wouldn't even bother. It's a lost cause. You don't say. The music here changes too, and I really like this song. So it opened up 3 paths to us. However, before we go down any of those paths... Whoops, not where I wanted to go. I think it's down here on the right, maybe? Yeah, I wanted to show off this area. So if you go through here... Actually, is that... It's not a secret. Okay, just curious. There's a little bit of an extra room that you might miss if you're not keeping an eye out. An old paper sticks out from amid the clutter. Attention hotel staff, it is my sad duty to inform you that the Celestial Resort Hotel will close indefinitely following the season, due to circumstances beyond our control. It was an honor to have served alongside you all, as we worked tirelessly to ensure that our guests enjoyed the most hospitable and memorable experience possible. I write this with a heavy heart. This hotel has become my home, its staff and patrons my family. I will miss you all dearly. From Mr. Oshiro. Yeah, you can see the place actually closed and Mr. Oshiro apparently stayed with it. But if you explore a little bit farther over here, we have a little bit of a secret. This is the Pico 8 version of Celeste, which is actually out before this game, of course. This is what the developers call the full version, but this is a little 8-bit thing they added into the game. If you want to explore it, it's kind of just a mini Celeste. It works pretty much the exact same way. Except you can't cling onto the walls, which is kind of throwing me off. I'm not going to play through the whole thing here. I'll just show it off real quick, just because it's cool. There's also strawberries here that if we are lucky enough, we can collect, maybe. That'd be nice. Can you jump off this wall here? No. Yeah, there's just several rooms. I'll show this off in another video, maybe at the end of it or something. But for now, we'll exit the Pico 8. But doing that does unlock it in the menu screen, so you'll be able to play it whenever you want. And you'd probably noticed in the global stats that it actually give me a second. It tracks the stats from that version of the game too. So it's pretty interesting. So we're gonna head down here first, I guess, is the first path we're gonna take. Jump over these. This is where the difficulty kind of ramps up a little bit for the stage. A lot of these sections are pretty unforgiving, although here's a little trick I learned. You can just kind of hyper dash through that if you want to. And also, some of these places will be slightly changed if you do the other sections first. Like, this isn't the one, this is the section that gets rid of the boxes, basically. There's 3 different sections. If you did the section that got rid of the laundry first, you wouldn't have that platform over there. And I think it's intended, I missed a strawberry. It's actually back here, and I don't want to miss it because if you miss it here, you can't actually go back for it. Yeah, this is another one of those levels where you kind of just have to figure out which ways are the real ways and which ones aren't. I think I'm just going to try. Not quite. This is one of those sections where you have to decide which of these little wiggly boys to get rid of and which ones not to get rid of. Once again, there's a slight difference up there. If you've done the laundry cleaning, you won't have this platform up here that will be safe. Okay, I only got the side of that, so now we should have a pretty easy path back to get that strawberry. Yeah, just really interesting how you can play with those just to make it, I don't know, it just adds a bunch of different strats, not stats. There's a lot of words that are the same. Also, this room's a little odd. There's not really anything here if you explore the left side, so there's not really a reason to go over there at all. I'm not sure why they added it in. It probably would have been a fine place for a strawberry. I do want to mention as well, ooh, whoops. If you get rid of this, you're gonna be at a little bit of a disadvantage. I forgot what it was that I wanted to mention, to be honest. I know what it is. You can still get all these strawberries no matter what order you do these stages at. It's just pure preference, really. The changes that these platforms add or take away are really not noticeable. Anyway, we have this odd switch thing here. A little bit of magic, I suppose. Anyway, we can... Now that we've done that, we have gotten rid of all of the boxes here, so we've started cleaning up the place. Let's talk to Oshiro again. I haven't even begun cleaning, and already I feel a renewed lightness of spirit. That's the power of positive thinking. Actually, I cleared out some of the clutter for you. Oh yes, thank you, Miss Madeline. But please, relax and let the hotel staff handle it. Oshiro, you fool, you're losing her. Guests don't want to spend their time cleaning. Well, they do want to spend their time helping. Are you okay? Yes, of course. This is the finest hotel you'll ever visit, you'll see. How could I let my problems pile up like this? It's kind of sad, honestly. He had a vision for this hotel, and now it's shut down. He's kind of stuck in denial, more or less. So, as you can see, we've also, since we've cleared out the boxes, have a bit of an easier path through here. I guess we'll go this way next. It does have a little dialogue from Theo, which we all love, so let's say hi. Theo, are you a guest here too? Madeline, I'm so happy to see you right now. I'm all about spooky mysteries, but this is getting too real. Have you talked to Mr. Oshiro? I think he could really use some help. You think? He's a creepy old weirdo. I bet he's cleaning out a nook to hide our bodies as we speak. Yeah, I won't fault you on thinking that, to be honest. I'm gonna crawl through this vent. It's blowing cold air from inside. Come on. Mr. Oshiro's troubled, but I don't think he wants to hurt us. He just needs to clean up this mess. I want to help him. Madeline, that's very sweet, but this is dangerous. Oh, he's got it off. We need to get out of here and call an expert on creepy old dudes. We aren't prepared for this. I think I can get through to him. Go on ahead, I'll catch up with you later. Man, you're more stubborn than my sister. I thought this was impossible. Take care of yourself. Thanks, Theo. I'll see you outside. He's genuinely worried for us. Yeah, it's a little scary. Making our way through here, we have the Crystal Heart coming up, and I want you to remember most of this area for later. This is a kind of a difficult jump to make. There we go. And also you can see Theo there trying to crawl through to the exit. Seems to have gotten out. I don't think we can see him anymore. Once again, there's tiny spots that you wouldn't have here if you were doing these separate, and I just messed up. Yeah, you can see that strawberry over there on the right, barely visible, and you cannot dash in this area to get it. However, you do need to dash to grab it there. So that's where you really need to know that you can still grab them after they start flying off. Ooh, whoops, I should have jumped off there. Yeah, these parts are specifically what I think of when I think of the more tricky parts in the game. Should be able to get through this pretty easy though. There's a lot of laundry here, and it does make the area a little bit more difficult being here, to be honest. And I say that because you can actually go through here after you clear out all the laundry, which is interesting because you can't do that for any of the other spots. Please let me up, thank you. And that'll get us that strawberry. So once we press the switch, clears up the laundry. However, there's a secret path here to allow us to go back. We actually need to do this for the crystal heart, if you're wondering. And if you want, you can go back and get that strawberry if you didn't want to get it before, because it was a little difficult for the difficulty of this area. So they do allow you a second way to basically get to it. And if you want, this is also a second chance to get the strawberry here, but it's probably easier to get it on the way through. But if we make our way all the way back to the beginning, barely made that. Yeah, it's just interesting making your way back through these backwards. There was a little spot here. Beforehand, it would have been blocked off by laundry. I guess I probably should have shown that off, but we have a crystal heart here. A little bit of a puzzle there. Like I said, all of these are pretty much going to be puzzle. You have to get through puzzle. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Also, you can't go through there, just if you were wondering. All right, so one more room to get through. Go up here through the books. What's up? It's looking a lot nicer in here. Can you show me to the exit now? But Miss Madeline, you've barely enjoyed the myriad luxuries that our hotel has to offer. We can talk more once I finish cleaning. I'm very busy. Yes, clean young people have no respect these. Wow. You're welcome, sheesh. Yeah, you know what? I'd probably be mad at him too, because one of the things that kind of peeves me off the easiest is people saying, oh, young people these days, when they have absolutely no, other experience other than what they see. Just, you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, he doesn't know that Madeline's basically been cleaning up all this on her own, and I don't think he cares to know either. Strawberry over here. Should be fairly easy to grab this one. There we go. There's also a little square over there covered in books. I wonder if that's anything secret. I don't think you can go back through these areas after you've completed them, so that's a little odd. Ooh, just barely made it out of that. I hope I didn't miss any strawberries now that I think about it. I was kind of rushing through that. Oh, okay, this is an interesting part. This strawberry might actually be pretty difficult to get. Okay, I think, yeah, that strawberry is one that's definitely a ton easier if you're doing this area first. Because I remember there being platforms there that make that area a lot easier if you're not doing it last. Alright, so that cleans up the books. We've completed all the areas here. So we can move on, finally. Oop, that's just a big hole. Also, we can get to that key. But before we do move on, if you remember, the first area in this section had a little bridge of books and laundry and boxes and all that. Come through here, have a strawberry. So that's an easily missable one. I want to keep that one in mind when you're trying to complete the game, because it's actually one of the last ones I found in this area. Took me a while to think of it, but when I did figure it out, it kind of made pretty easy sense. There you are. You certainly have a knack for wandering off. It was tough, but I sorted everything out for you. The Celestial Resort Hotel extends its gratitude for your assistance, Miss Madeline. Of course, the staff had the mess under control. Oh, sure. Yeah. How humiliating. You must be eager to see your room. It's just up the elevator and down the hall. Sure, what the heck. Show me the presidential suite. Sounds lovely. Nice, your last chance, Soshiro. Don't lose her now. She is getting visibly upset at him now. Which, I mean, like, yeah, you're gonna lose your patience with a person like that eventually. You have a little climbing section because the elevator doesn't actually even work. And Theo's over here on the left. The right. I don't know my directions. Man, it's amazing here. I like how his portrait's actually upside down there. How's it going with El Creepo? I helped him clean up that huge mess, but he was kind of a jerk about it. And he still thinks he could convince me to stay. Madeline, seriously. My bad radar is off the charts on this one. You should get out of here. If I disappear now, Mr. Oshiro could have a meltdown. And maybe I can actually do something good, for once. Forget your karma, dude. I think this guy is going to melt down no matter what. You have to think about your safety. Theo, I'll be okay. Yeah, I didn't expect you to listen. See you on the outside, jailbird. Alright, Andy's out. Sadly, we can't follow him, no matter how much you may want to. Also, I should mention you're entering another section of the stage here. So that is something to keep in mind. Another section where we have to get all of these keys. I actually accidentally did not need that last crystal there. Alright, this room. This room's probably has the most difficult strawberry in this level. This one right here is a jerk. You have to know that basically you want to keep all of this open so you can still get through. So I'm going to get in the back side of these platforms so we can step on them later. And then you have to get out of this room with the strawberry. Did it pretty well there. Hopefully we're able to do the rest just fine. One try is not too bad for that strawberry. That one's a difficult one for this stage, for sure. So yeah, that's one you want to watch out for if you're playing along. Which, by the way, I definitely recommend. This game is pretty cheap. I think it's $20 on Steam. It's probably a bit more on the Switch because of, well, they like to overprice their games a little bit. This is Oshiro. This is it, Yoshiro. Your last chance. You already ruined it. Making a guest clean up your mess? She'll never stay. No, she's still here. There's still a chance. The presidential suite is the key. It'll surely impress her. Get it together, Oshiro. And now we know why these little blobby things are around. There you are, Miss Madeline. Follow me quickly. We're almost there. Yeah, that's a bit of a situation. So now we know pretty much all of the obstacles in this area were because of him. This one's an odd one. You can grab this strawberry and manage to get out of here. Yeah, I have to land a bit of a tricky jump, and I think we can't actually take it unless that was really close, and that didn't have to be close. These things are moving so slow. Alright, got that one. That one's a bit of a tricky one. Also, I believe the way to the cassette, if you were wondering, since we haven't seen it in a little bit, is actually over here, I think. Nope, I would say from that. Yeah, these are the sections I was talking about when I was saying it's kind of stepping it up. The later half of this level is definitely not as easy as the first half, and it's a pretty obvious step up in difficulty. I'm surprised I made it through that. You can go the top path, but if you go to the left, this is the cassette room that we saw way back at the beginning of the stage. So it is pretty cool how this stage does wrap around itself quite a bit. We'll see a couple more examples of that real quick. Click and quick, I both tried to say. I don't know why I tried to say click, but it tried to come out regardless. So now let's take this top path out, and we have another diary. It's Mr. Oshiro's diary. The final entry appears to be decades old. As of today, the hotel is officially closed. Charlotte organized the staff for a farewell hike up the mountain. Most of us have never seen the summit. It seemed like a fitting goodbye, but when the time came, I couldn't bear to leave without looking around one last time. I told them to go without me. I will catch up with them soon after I double-check that everything is in order. I can't believe my time here is over. What am I gonna do now? Perhaps I'll stay one last night so that the hotel and I can have a proper goodbye. I'm not exactly sure what happened during that last night, but it seems things didn't go to plan. Or maybe you just couldn't let it go. So now that we have the key, we could go back, but there are, of course, tons of strawberries down here. These two are definitely nothing to sneeze at either. These little things that are rotating here, definitely not the easiest things to get by. But if you can manage to like internalize the pattern, I guess, then you can have a bit of an easier time with it. Make sure you don't activate these before going back. I think we should be able to just jump through. There we go. Got both of them without too much of a problem. I think we should... Oh, this is another section where you can see a little bit earlier, just to show you if you missed something here. Which actually, I'm not sure why, because this is actually a required room. That path on the left of it wasn't, but that room had a key previously. And yeah, here's a room that had I want to say it had a strawberry. So just showing you some secrets from earlier in the level if you didn't already have them figured out. Let's move on. I believe that's all the strawberries here. Not too much here to worry about. Pretty simple. And we are on the other side of this wall of whatever that is that he created. This room's pretty simple. Not sure why they decided to put it in the end because it's just not up to par to what we've been dealing with so far. Just kind of have to... I think it's meant to show how much of this bad stuff that Oshiro's been putting out here. Because it definitely is pretty shocking and a lot more than the rest of the area. Alright, and here we have it. Here we are, the award-winning presidential suite. Truly, it is the very definition of rustic luxury. I'll stand back and allow you to soak in the majesty. I understand it can be a lot to handle. It is pretty nice. Bet that view's wonderful out the window if it wasn't 10 feet in the air. So, what do you think? It's beautiful. The furniture looks expensive. It's very spacious. The colors are elegant. I can tell you put a lot of work into it. Aw, I'm glad she's still being nice to him even after all that. I knew it would impress you. Yeah. So, can I get on the roof from here? You imbecile, you're losing her. Oh, or I almost forgot to mention. Valued guests such as yourself should stay in our finest accommodation at half price. I don't want to stay. Please, Miss Madeline. Please stay. Oh, now it's just kind of getting sad. Mr. Oshiro, I've already been sidetracked too long. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Madeline, sweetie, forget this loser. Loser? You're in denial, old man. This resort is a dump. No one would ever want to stay here. Someone had to say it. She doesn't mean that. I'm very busy. Please leave, Miss Madeline. Come on, Miss Madeline, you heard the man. Where would you be without me? Man, what a bitter ending to that. All that effort we went through to make sure he was happy and ends with this. Why would she say my beautiful hotel is a dump? How dare she insult you like that? What if she's right? Of course she's right. You couldn't even clean up without her help. I tried. I'm doing my best. Miss Madeline only wanted to help. But why was she so cruel? How dare she insult you like that? What if she's right? Oh, that's the end of it. Okay, well I guess we should leave after that then. I thought we'd never get rid of him. You owe me one. Add it to the list. Leave me alone. I thought you were so determined to keep climbing. Now all of a sudden you're some weirdo's therapist? Why won't you go away? Miss Madeline, before you go, I need to ask one question. Why would you be so nice to me, just to run away? What did I do wrong? Oh, give it a break. You still don't get it? She only helps people to feed her twisted ego. She never cared about you. Shut up. I just wanted to help. You're both pathetic. Uh-oh. Pathetic? You only came here to humiliate me. I won't grovel at your feet any longer. And so that's transformed him into something kind of scary. I guess you could call it a boss fight, but it's more of a distraction if anything. If you are a bit lucky, more so than skillful, you can bop him on the head, but I wouldn't really recommend aiming for it. It does refill your dash if you absolutely need it though, so it's good to keep in mind. And if you're climbing up a wall, I believe the speed you climb up a wall at is the exact same speed to, well, basically bonk him on the head. Oh, there we go. There was a little bonk. I think I bonked him earlier too without realizing it. But yeah, now we have this quick open fire area to get away from him basically, because this is not a situation we want to be in. Okay, so, well, I killed myself there, but that's actually a situation where you have to bonk at him. I think there's two of these up here. where you have to basically bonk on him to get a strawberry. Not the easiest task, but we should be able to pull it off pretty well. Just have to get a little good with the timing here. Yeah, I think you basically want to try to time it with the lightning that comes by and just do a jump to get past him. So we've gotten one strawberry there. Now we just have to make our way through. Yeah, it is really interesting how the game like plays with your emotions like that, because, you know, I'm sure the player, as well as Madeline, wanted to make the man happy before they left, at least. But didn't really end up that way. This is that's a section I really like. Accidentally skipped one there, but we managed to get through. This room sucks. It's one of the longest rooms in the game, if not the longest, and it can really be frustrating. First off, if you keep dying to that, it kind of blends in with the background there. It can be frustrating if you die at the very end just to be restarted all the way at the beginning of this room. It's not the easiest thing either. It is okay. Plus those trampolines, if you get on a bad rhythm with them, you can probably get bopped pretty easily by them. But if you do have to, you can kind of do this little dash maneuver here to stay low, just to adjust your timing a bit there. Ooh! Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get out of that. Yeah, there's 2 strawberries in this room as well, so you're probably going to find yourself backtracking through it no matter what, even if you do have it. Pretty easy just getting away from them. Alright, and then you got this one, and I believe that's the last strawberry of the entire stage. We don't have to deal with any more. I'm going to take the top path here just because I think it's a little easier to get through. And we're right at the end here. It'd really be sad if we died. Yeah, you see how long that room is? Just one last bop to end it off. This is really pretty, by the way. Mr. Oshiro, stop! I just wanted to help. I've decided to close the hotel for repairs. The second floor plumbing is leaking. The library is in complete disarray. Not to mention the hole in the ceiling of the presidential suite. Please, just leave me alone. And that's how we leave it off. Not the happiest of endings to the levels, but that's how it has to be sometimes, I guess. So doing that, did we get all the strawberries? Please tell me we did. 25, yes, that's all of them. Wow, that was actually a pretty clean sweep of that level. It's one of the longer levels in the game, actually. And that's why I think it's pretty much, from the previous 2 levels, it's a complete tone shift. Having a lot more narrative within the level itself. But then we have, I believe this is a bit of a freelance level. There's not much story, but it's pretty fun. So I'll see you all when we do that. And I guess if you want to see my stats here. So far we have died a total of, is that our death total? 61 times. Hour 25 playtime. I'm not sure what those stars mean. What do the stars mean as opposed to the flag? Did we miss something in the Forsaken City? Oh, is it because we have 1 extra strawberry on it? Huh. I'm not exactly sure what that means. That's interesting. I want to say you get the star if you get all the strawberries, but I'm not sure what that's all about. And there's our full clear. Is it because we didn't play through? I don't know. I don't know. I think full clear is if you get all the strawberries in one run. You know what? That might be what it is. I might have to go back and do that. Anyway, without any more delaying it, I'll see you all in the next episode, and goodbye.